Hi, this is Cheryl, and I've got another movement exploration looking at the question of, in doing a practice like Tai Chi and having issues with knee pain and sort of a habit of hyperextension of knees sort of in regular life. This is a little movement exploration to help connect a sense of both the contact of your feet on the floor, especially your heels, and the distance between your heels and your sit bones to provide yourself with a kind of legs that give you a kind of flexible, dynamic, but grounded connection to the ground. And so here's just a couple ways to work with yourself so you can come back to this felt sense of relationship, and then bring it into, practice when you're doing your Tai Chi set or similar kind of, Qigong activity. And so one recommendation I have is, sitting on any kind of roller at a comfortable distance. First of all, it really tells you where your sit bones are when you're feeling that contact, the bottom of your pelvis with the roller. Having your feet in a nice position. I'm just using a sticky mat because my slippers are a bit slidey on the floor. And in putting pressure into your feet, so literally pressing down with both feet, sets up the relationship on the roller. In doing that, your sit bone shift over the roller. So what we're really trying to model here is that pressure into the ground comes back up and has a line of force through your legs and brings your legs into your hip joints and has the effect sitting on a roller that you're moving back over the roller. So just to do this a few times, waken up that sense of relationship so that you can feel this movement. If you like, also helpful to go, onto your back on some kind of firm surface and to again just look at having your feet nicely placed and having the sense that you can push into your feet on the table here. I'm rolling across the back of my pelvis, but I want you to pay attention to this piece of when you're just laying back and not pushing, your sit bones are largely pointed towards the backs of your heels. And so just notice as you go through this motion, your pelvis turns and the sit bones start to rotate up, right, as your pelvis lifts. So really helpful for you to start to sense and attune to where your sit bones are pointing, really relevant to this question of lengthening your tailbone and coming into, a proper Tai Chi stance. But start to really feel this way your pelvis comes around your hip joints, around the top of your leg bone. And just notice when it's pointing to your heels, when it starts to point up more between your knees. So again, both of those are just really sensing activities so you can have a real visceral feeling of this experience. But if we bring it into, and I'll just an actual activity like the commencement, so setting yourself up, you want to kind of imagine that, as if you had a stretchy cord from your left sit bone to your left heel, stretchy cord from your right sit bone to your right heel. And so that it's just long enough you can stand upright, but the pressure of it pulls you down. So your knee bends a little bit, not because you're loading in your knees, but because that cord is bringing you down a little bit. So that little bit of soft knee, soft bending is supported by this stretchy sense of the cord. So when the cord gets tighter or gets shorter, your knees bend a little bit more. As you stretch it out, your knees unfold. But making it about that distance between, so that when you start something like commencement, the cord gets shorter and that brings your arms up. So you can start, and then you can lengthen the cord and then do it again. So it's almost a sense of you're getting that very nice sort of grounded support through your legs, through that connection to your heels and the ground that allows a kind of openness and lightness with the upper part of your body. We can apply this to weight shifts as well. So this idea that I can shift myself forward, and to make it about this relationship of where your sit bones are, the direction that they're pointing, takes a little bit off of what the knees are doing. So you do want to make sure your knees are lined up well with your toes, that you're not rolling in or out. But then you've got this kind of nice, stable pelvis platform that you can shift one way or the other, or in changing weight and step. And it provides a kind of a nice dynamic stability that can take a little bit, this kind of organization takes a little bit of work off of your knees and makes that Tai Chi experience a little more enjoyable. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy your movement day.